So Jasmine had this interview on Access Hollywood, should we say, and she has some very interesting things to say regarding the tell-all, regarding Gino, Matt, Darcy, and everything that's about to go down when it comes to this four-part tell-all to come on 90 Day Fiancé. So let's check out exactly what she's had to say, and we'll take it from there.
Can you tease about what is going to go down?
Okay, I myself am scared to watch what's gonna happen in the tell on TV. It was a living nightmare. So much going on with everyone in there. It's not a secret that there was a lot of tension among many of the couples, plus the drama that them as a couples were going through. So on top of that, putting all of us living together on a house, it's not a good combo.
Not a good combo?
No, it is not. Trust me, it is.
I mean, to be fair, when we look at the couples that are obviously going to be a part of the tell-all, when we look at the combination of people, it definitely feels like we're going to be in for one hell of a cluster F, shall I say. Because at the end of the day, you've got Gino and Matt and Jasmine. So they got that trio where we know that there's crazy complications, crazily anger between all three people when it comes to the fact that there's two men that have been with this woman, one is still kind of with this woman, and one of them has now got this woman pregnant. And then you got the woman who's obviously now in a situation where she's got one guy that's literally, wants to marry her, and another guy that literally wants to deport her. Honestly, the dynamic already itself within that trio is gonna be madness. And then also on top of it, you got the three couples from Florida that obviously have shown this season to not get along. Georgi and Yara versus Andre and Libby versus Loren and Alex. So you got that dynamic as well, where clearly things have not been going very well with those three couples throughout this season. But then also on top of that, you got Libby, who's a very outspoken woman. Loren is a very outspoken woman. And then you got Jasmine, who's a very outspoken woman. So therefore, you're putting those three in the same house as well. Oh boy, you can only imagine drama to come out of this, given the fact they allowed all this stuff to happen naturally with less scripts, shall we say. And then also on top of it, you then got Darcy. And of course, even though Stacey isn't a part of it, you can imagine Stacey popping out somewhere. But whether that happens or not, who knows? But then you got Darcy stuff in particular with Georgi. I mean, them two, I think being around those two is going to be quite exhausting for a lot of the couples. And that's a lot to say, because really and truly, these couples are all exhausting in their own right. But with Georgi and Darcy, it's one of those things where we're just getting and running out of breath, if you know what I'm saying. So there's going to be that dynamic where people are going to be like, okay, cool. So do we support Darcy? Do we support Georgi? What do we do here? All right. And then we've got Cara and GMO. I mean, that one, I think obviously Cara is another outspoken woman as well. So adding into the mix of the women that are outspoken, you never know, that could easily cause a clash, especially based on one of the previews that I've seen regarding a situation where Jasmine is clashing with Gino and Cara then decides to have her 2 cents, and it sounds like she defends Gino over Jasmine as well. So that's going to be interesting to see how that all plans out as well. So that's another thing that we also have to put into perspective regarding the women involved as well on the show. And then obviously there's no Tiger Lady, there's no Adnan. To be fair, if Tiger Lady and Adnan had been in the house, boy, that would have been different, because I don't think you can script a guy like Adnan. Adnan is so off the script. The guy says what he wants, he does what he wants. Honestly, I would have seen him literally beefing with every single guy in the house for the most part, to be honest with you. I would have seen both Tiger Lady and Adnan being isolated into the corner, because nobody would want to mess with them. If anything, to be honest with you, because obviously Tiger Lady herself in particular, she has this certain level of arrogance where she thinks that she's better than everybody else. Similar arrogance to what Shakana has. So to be fair, maybe it's a good thing that they wasn't in that. Maybe it's a good thing that they've been removed and they've been fired, because that stuff in particular would have created one hell of a dynamic. And then also on top of that, we've got Julia and Brandon. Now, to be fair, because Julia's obviously pregnant, at least I'd imagine to be pregnant throughout the tell stuff in particular. I guess to be fair, this would have been Julia's time to do what Emily did. Last season when we had Emily and Colby on the show, Emily was cool, calm and collected for the most part, purely because she was pregnant and she knew that she couldn't put herself in a position where she could allow herself to get too messy. But then on the flip side, you got Jasmine. But I don't think Jasmine at this point, at the tell-all when it was filmed, I think she had already given birth to Matilda. So therefore, I don't think she was actually in that pregnant zone. But at the same time, even if Jasmine had been pregnant, would that have changed how she behaved? Probably not, because you saw what happened to her in the last tell of the last resort, pregnant, and she was more than ready to go to war with Rob by literally starting by throwing things at him and everything, which was just so uncalled for the stress that she was causing to herself as well as her unborn child at the time. But either way, though, with Brandon and Julia, I definitely expect them to pretty much be quite tame for the most part and to be cool, calm, and just kind of step back. But to be fair, even if Julia wasn't pregnant, I guess I would add her into the mix of one of those outspoken women that would maybe get involved with the other women in terms of clashing. I'm not saying that she's not going to, but I'm expecting less activity from those two due to the fact that she's pregnant and therefore, and also because she's got a high pregnancy as well, high risk pregnancy, I'm definitely expecting them to be kind of calm, cool, and collected for the most part. If they're smart, that's what they'll do. You know what I mean? And if all the customers care about it, then that's what they'll do as well. But hey, with that being said, let's see what else obviously is said here from Jasmine.
It's not, and I am so relieved that it's over and finally people get to see what we went through, okay?
I think people are ready. I think they're going to be on the edge of their seats, what you're telling me.
Absolutely. Listen, this is something that you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss it because it's going to be intense. I've been in so many tell-alls, and I can guarantee you that nothing compares to this one.
What do you think will shock fans the most from the tell-all?
Certain people joining the tell-all.
Okay.
Very unexpected guests that bring more drama, not that we needed more, but yes, there are going to be some surprises, and some of them, I hate to say that, not nice surprises, not on my side. See certain people there.
That's a good tease.
So I think one, we're probably going to be expecting Natalie, who was a part of the show earlier this season, who was there with Gino. We're definitely going to be expecting Dana, because we've seen previews of Dana obviously being there. So, and obviously I guess Michelle will be there along with Dana as well. So I can imagine that's something that's not what I like. And probably Uncle Franco, or whatever his name is, obviously Gino's uncle, who's obviously on Gino's side. So I can expect him to probably be there, and he's probably going to put Jasmine on blast quite a lot, which is that's exactly who I think that she's referring to. Obviously, we'll definitely see Stacey be there for Darcy along with Loren. That's going to happen. That's going to be a no-brainer. We may see Darcy's father, but given the fact that this man is going through a cancer battle, I would imagine that he doesn't want to be a part. But a part of that, he probably wants to just, stay as relaxed as possible. So he probably won't be there for that, you know what I mean? But yeah, I can expect we may see a video call maybe from Georgi's family, you know what I mean? Obviously his sister probably. His mum and dad, I don't think it'd be that. I think it'd probably be his sister. She may want to confront Darcy for pretty much not being there to say goodbye to Darcy before they left for Gary to go back to the USA. So that's something that I'm probably expecting to happen as well. And then obviously with other couples, I guess we'll see obviously what happens. I mean, obviously Betty and whatever Brandon's dad's name is, I forgot now. Yeah, they're obviously going to pop up for sure. They always pop up, you know what I mean? So that's going to happen. We may see Judy's parents as well. Who knows? But nonetheless, though, let's continue.
Yeah.
And just living in that house all together, what was that experience like?
Well, after filming the tell-all, then knowing that you have to go to the mansion and continue seeing these people, each day the tension built up because, when you have your segment and people are very opinionated, and then you go to this house and you're like, so what are you saying about me? Say it to my face now, And I was like, oh, yes. It was not good, and there was so much going on every single day. It was exhausting.
Were you ready to get out of there?
I just was like, okay, this house after this tell-all, literally needs a cleansing. I was thinking about calling Ashley, she does the witchcraft and stuff, a spiritual cleansing for the house, because there was so much energy. You have all these people, and they are not scared of saying what they're thinking, none of us. They actually, this time, I think that people didn't let anything for themselves.
Wow. Is there drama with any of the other couples that might shock fans at the tell-all?
Absolutely. I myself, was in shock by knowing, about this couple's current status, and I was like, I cannot believe it. So it's gonna be good.
The question is, which couple do you think that she's talking about? Please let me know. I want to know what your thoughts are, folks.
I tell you, surprises is not even a word. This is huge. So much going on, and things that I have never seen in any other tell-all. And not just in the dramatic side, but also very touching, emotional moments, raw and genuine. And let's put it this way, for the very first time, I saw Sean, our host, crying.
Wow.
So it's something at the tell-all.
I hope her tears is because she gets told that she's finally leaving the show, and they never want to bring her back in to be the host. Hopefully that's where the tears are from, but that's probably not going to be the case. You know what I mean? But anyway, we continue.
May Sean cry? I just leave it like that.
I think everybody is like, I just need to watch this right now. That like
Yes.
you're teasing it so well.
I know.
And we saw in the trailer that you come face to face with Gino. What can you tease about that experience?
So based on the experience, every time we are together, it is not a good thing. But I just want to put it this way. At the end of the tello, I walk with a peace of mind that I had many conversations that I couldn't have with him before given this opportunity. And I'm happy for that because I needed that kind of closure.
There has been a lot going on with the Miami couples. What was it like watching Elizabeth and Andre come face to face with Loren and Alex at the tello?
I just wanted to run. I was like, okay, please take me out of here. And literally during the tello, I was kind of sitting in the middle of them. I have Loren, Alexei, and then Andre and Elizabeth. So I was like just doing this all the time. It was insane. And it's so sad to say that, but I have never seen like couples that hate each other this much. And I cannot believe that there was a point in their life in which they were friends. They are like enemies for a lifetime. And they didn't keep anything for themselves because this is the thing. It's just like people that have been friends like for 5 years and they know secrets about each other and they were just throwing bombs. And I was like, when is this gonna stop? It's bad.
You feel like you really get.
I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm looking forward to that now. I'm definitely looking forward to that. But honestly, I tell you what would have been crazy if Tiger Lily and Adam had been there and then they teamed up with Libby and Andre to go against Loren. Oh my goodness gracious me. That would have been such pure cinema. Huh? But we're not gonna get that. Damn it. F you, Adnan, man. Get yourself freaking cancelled, you fool. Freaking Hitler supporter. But hey, it is what it is. If you know, you know. I have spoken about why I got cancelled, obviously, on this channel several times, so please do check it out if you haven't. But nonetheless, though, to be honest with you, I'm looking forward to seeing, obviously, how Libby and Loren obviously go at it, because to be fair, these are two women who have never been liked. For as long as 90 Day has gone on and these two have been on the show, these two women, whatever season they've been on, people have never liked them. And people have never liked their husbands neither, to be fair. I mean, to be fair, you can argue and say maybe some people have liked Alex, but people have never really liked Andre. So therefore, people haven't really liked Libby, especially this season. People have definitely disliked Libby. Loren, I don't recall any point when anybody's ever liked her. So it's going to be interesting to see, obviously, what side people take. Is it going to be Loren's or is it going to be Libby's side? You know what I mean? Okay, is it going to be Andre's? Is it going to be Alex's side? It's going to be interesting. But all I can say is that when it happens, the reactions that I will make and opinions that I will make will be based on obviously what is being said. It's not going to be based on what's already happened unless I have to bring in other things that's already happened. Then of course got to do that. But for the most part, I want to take it for face value. I want to take whatever arguments that they have on the tell-all. I want to take that for what it is and react to it on that way and say, you know what, this person's right. This person's wrong, or they're both wrong, or they're both right, blah, 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 blah. Oh, man, I'm actually excited now, to be fair. I ain't gonna lie to you. When they decided to bring Jasmine in to be the one to hype the 4-part tell-all to come, I ain't gonna lie to you, they didn't miss, because to be fair, Jasmine was probably the best person they were gonna bring in, because to be fair, the woman knows how to market herself. She knows how to market a lot of things, so it's just, they were wise bringing her on. But to be fair, I've seen different interviews with people like Shekinah and Sarpo and Tiger Lily and Adnam, and there's Amani and Matt. I've seen so many people come on and do these little interviews, obviously, with these other pages. And, you're like, you're not really getting me excited, though, to really want to watch what's up and coming, because you're not really... With Jasmine, on the other hand, I'm going to give it... I'm going to lie. Even though I'm not a fan of the woman, she knows how to really, get us excited and going, at least me anyway, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it, but let's get into it. Because I think what it is with Shekinah and Amini, it was more because when you listen to them, it just feels like it's just two people just talking about themselves and just saying, yeah, and not being very interactive with the interviewers neither. Lack of energy, lack of anything. So yeah, anyway, let's continue.
Ping pong ball.
Yeah, like a ping pong, like, okay, this, and then this one is responding this other way. It was like, and we were just in the middle, all of us.
Oof.
They were out of control.
Wow.
Totally out of control.
Darcy and Georgi seem to be having a hard time this season. You saw them at the tell-all. Do you have any advice or words of encouragement for Darcy?
I love Darcy, and we are friends. We've been friends for a while. I just adore her. But I think that she needs to just open her eyes. Everybody keeps telling her, including her dad, that she needs to make a decision. I know that she's not the person that wants to make the first step, but I think that her relationship with Georgi is about to be over. It's over, It's just like none of them has just like taken the first step to say like, okay, this is it. We cannot continue being together. And I actually, told her like, if you need a good lawyer, I have contacts. If you need to go through a divorce or something, like I could help you with that. We can do some research. But I just want to see her happy, and I don't think that neither of them is happy. Like Georgie's miserable, Darcy's miserable, and it's like, okay, so you're happy making each other miserable, you know?
Sometimes letting go is the hardest part.
I know, and they seem to have like a hard time letting go, and I don't know. I wish them the best, but
To be honest with you, I guess this isn't really a spoiler, right? Because I would have thought, and to be fair, I guess it's not, because let's be real, that relationship it's been doomed for a very long time. It's shocking that they still are together. So it's interesting to see that, obviously hear from somebody that's obviously closer to them, giving these thoughts and opinions. So yeah, I mean, I'm interested to see obviously what disputes Georgie has with Darcy, and also I know for sure in the villa what's gonna happen. Whether it's the villa, whatever they're staying in, I know for sure what's gonna happen is Darcy's gonna want to have people around her to support her side, and Georgie's gonna want to have people on his side to support his side. I mean, and the problem with that is that usually that creates a division between the men and women. The men will go to the women, the women go to the the men will go to the men, the women will go to the women in terms of supporting her, which for me personally, I'm not a massive fan of, because at the end of the day, if you know that this woman is being treated, isn't being treated properly, well then whether you're a man or woman, you go and support that woman. If you know this man has not been listened to and he's not being heard, well, whether you're a man or woman, you go and support that man. Do you see what I'm saying? And that's one of the things I've never really enjoyed about, not necessarily 90 Day Fiancé stuff in particular, but just anything in general. Do you see what I'm saying? When it becomes like a gender thing. Well, even though I know she's wrong, because she's a woman, I'm going to support her. Or even though I know that he's in the wrong, he's a boy, so he's my bro, I'm still going to support. Nah, we don't need none of that nonsense. You support who needs the support. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay? Even if it turns out it's everyone versus that one person, it is what it is, Everybody's going to stand up for the person that's obviously been done wrong the most or whatever, you know what I mean? But yeah, we'll see obviously how that pans out. Because I remember at the last resort, yeah, it was very clicky towards, like, each time there was an issue, it was always the women versus the men. And to be fair, we then saw obviously how that turned out when it came to the tell, because when the tell came, it was all the men pretty much for the most part against Jasmine. A pregnant Jasmine at the time. Do you see what I'm saying? Which was uncomfortable to watch personally. So yeah, that's just my opinion on the matter. Let me know your thoughts on that, please.
I don't think that Georgie is husband material.
I feel like in your current relationship, we're seeing a whole new side of you. You seem truly so happy. What are the biggest differences in your relationship with Matt compared to your past relationships?
Well, it's like night and day. It's like I can barely recognize myself, and I am so happy to finally explore this part of soft, divine feminine that I didn't even know that I had. And Matt brings so much calm and peace to me. Like, we do have arguments and things to work on, but even the way we argue is different from what I'm used to with Matt. And I feel that, when I say at the table, a lot of the couples were jealous of me and Matt. Because even though, yes, we started as an open marriage, we accidentally got pregnant, and our life is a mess, we're getting along better than you guys that are actually married. So there was like some animosity. I could feel it, and you will see it on the screen.
Sometimes the unconventional start can work out.
Absolutely, because listen, I tried the conventional way twice. Because I've been married twice, didn't work, and with Matt, that was just a random dude from the gym. Things are going on pretty well for us.
I love that. And how are things going with Matt's family? I know we saw you meet them, but have you gone closer with them?
Okay. I don't even know how to answer that. It's in the making, I'm not gonna say that, we get along, we love each other. They have very strong opinions about the dynamic of my relationship with Matt, but I'm not here to please anyone, to make everyone happy. So what Matt and I have, it is what it is, and I'm not gonna change it just to, make other people happy, especially his family. So there is some tension because of it, but hopefully, we are gonna resolve it in a good way for all of us.
Baby steps.
Baby steps, like more than baby steps, like snail steps, because after my traumatic experience with I just want to take it slow.
Can you describe the season of 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After in 3 words?
In 3 words? Okay, it's like burning in hell.
Burning in hell?
Yeah, that's how I felt every single day.
3 words.
Yeah, burning in hell. That's how it felt, like, doing the tell and being at the mansion. It was like, here we go.
Do you have the same words for the tell, or will they be 3 different words?
For the tell? Ay, ay, ay. The title is The House of Maniacs. Literally, it looks like.
The question that I have is, this season, she says it was Burning in Hell, and the title was House of Maniacs. The question is, was the season for you guys or for us viewers, shall I say, Burning in Hell? Because to be fair, it was, yeah. So while Jasmine says that obviously the season was burning hell for herself, I'm pretty sure it was burning hell for us viewers. But hey, let me know exactly what you're thinking down below in the comment section. But at the end of the day, she says that people are jealous of her and Matt. I mean, if that be the case, to be fair, that's good news for them, because it means that they're on the right path of really having a healthy relationship, which is fantastic for them. And I think because they've got a child, it's important that they have a healthy relationship, because it would suck otherwise, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, though, listen, this is obviously the situation. Let me know, after everything that's been said here, are you excited for the tell-all? Okay, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.